wanted you guys to be able to see this sky. It looked like it was going to rain today. There were all these gray clouds. You see how pretty it is over there. But the thought it was going to rain, so I didn't. There were certain things I didn't do, but it never ended up raining. We run into that sometimes. I call it false rain, where it looks like it's going to rain, but it don't. You can see all that gray. It was much worse earlier. It's sure, that feeling in the air where it's going to rain, it was pretty bad. And so here I was like, oh, I can't do this, that, the other because it's going to rain. And so I might get stuck doing it tomorrow in the rain because it could rain tomorrow. That's how crazy our weather is here when it's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like that. But for years, it hasn't been like that. And there's conspiracy theorists that believe it's because the chemtrails and whatnot. And right now we haven't it's been probably 4 or 5 years since we've gotten any chemtrails. We did have quite a bit, but now it may be when they did it, that stopped it for 4 years, but I seriously doubt chemtrails could stop it for that long. But now this year we finally got the rain like we're supposed to. And it makes everything a swamp like that right there. All that stuff that looks like that. Here, you cannot walk. Well, you can if you want. That all becomes mud because it's a swamp. So that's how Florida is. Here's a pretty sky right there. That's beautiful. But yeah, all that kind of stuff, all these ditches, if you try to drive through it, you could get your car stuck. Now, it doesn't look that bad yet, but when they end up becoming a lake because it is just, this highway won't, but the road I live on will actually flood. It'll get about 4 inches or more. Actually, it's up to my ankle, so it's probably more like 8 inches. That's how high it'll get. I know it's pretty high. Disappoints me when they don't do these well either. This is the state is supposed to do this. I know I complain too much, but you're supposed to weed it around those. You can see how bad they are. If I did that, I would do a better job than that. This edging is terrible. I shouldn't complain. But when you're looking for another job, it's frustrating because it's like, shit, if they paid me, I could do that. I live right here. But that's not how life works. There's a Patanga. I don't know if we walked past the Patanga. We may have. I'll show you guys the Patanga. Are these them there? Did they all drop off? Oh, they all dropped off. There's a couple more on there. I call them little baby pumpkins there. A lot of them are yellow and orange, but this must be the season where there's a couple more there in the back, but they mostly fell off, and that's these. And then there's seeds. I got a couple at the house. I'm wanting to wait till spring to plant those, but I may plant them sooner. But then you run the risk of whether or not they'll make it through the winter. Yeah, I thought I walked past them Patangas. Now Patanga, you'll hear them called cherries. Like if it's Cuba, they'll call them a Cuban cherry, and if it's Honduras, they'll call them a Honduras chili, or not chili, an Honduras cherry. They call them cherries, but that, if you look it up, that is a Patanga, is the actual name. So wherever you are, they'll call them a cherry. So here is the Florida cherry, but that's not what they are. But they're kind of tangy and kind of sweet. But I call them baby pumpkin because they look like a baby pumpkin. There's the sky again if you want to see the sky. I actually can't turn, I don't think I can turn the camera around to see me. Yeah. Oh, there they are. Yep. I don't think I can catch them. I meant to catch these people on video. They got a golf cart on the sidewalk. These bitches. It's very dangerous, and I meant to get them on camera. I can catch them. I don't think I'm fast enough. But I wanted to catch them on video. I don't think I'm going to report them because I don't like to tell them people, but driving a golf cart on the sidewalk is not good, not safe, not for me. I've had to get off the sidewalk before, which most cases is okay, but sure isn't safe. Not at all. I don't think I can catch them. I think I'm too late. Oh. I don't know if they went to where they went. There's a couple places they could have gone. There's that beautiful sky again. Yeah, I don't think there's any way I'm fast enough to catch a golf cart. If I had a little one of them little motorcycles, I probably could. But I don't want to drive a motorcycle on the sidewalk. But for the most part, it only affects me. There was, yesterday, there was 2 times where there was a bicycle or a motorized, there was a motorized thing. So I'm big on not putting motorized things on the sidewalk, because walking, you don't want to deal with that. I'm trying to think of it's those people. I'm trying to think what people it is. And there again, I don't want to tell nobody, but if I see that golf cart, I would like to have proof. That way, if I do report it to the city or the county, I got proof. But then again, I don't really like to tell people. It's not really my thing, but you don't want golf carts on the sidewalk. That's crazy. There's a shopping cart at the bus stop. I guess the shopping cart's gonna catch the bus. There's some palm trees here. I'll show you. They're very similar to the kind. I work with a guy who cuts the dead branches. I'm working with him tomorrow. I'm not sure what kind of work we're doing. He does a couple of different things. But see those there? Now them brown ones toward the bottom, that's what we would cut. And here there's a lot of really tall, these are really tall pine trees. If you follow me, you've seen these before. There's some over here too. And that may not look like it's that tall. In the camera here, it don't look like that tall. But it's tall. I mean, it is tall. I mean, that's like, if you can tell by how high houses are. Let's see, is there a house you can tell? See, that's how big the house is. That's how big the trees are. I mean, they're like 1, 2, I want to say like at least 20 houses tall. I think. That would be my guess. There's some right here too. In fact, just to see the top of them, I gotta pull the phone all the way up like that. I don't think we'll see any animals, but I always try to keep an eye out when I do videos like this. Oh, that lamppost fell over. There's a lamppost there that fell over. That lamppost fell. That yard's been abandoned, you could tell, for a long time. We'll probably walk right over here into these woods to show you guys this. bad littering problem. We need people. Yeah. There again, I don't like telling nobody, but we got bad. Yeah, it's wet right where I just went through. I had to kind of jump over it a little bit. Yeah, this here, if you go here, you have to be careful with briars. I got flip-flops on, so I'm probably not going to go that deep because the briars will cut your feet up. I can do it barefoot, but I try not to as I get older because you never know. These are weeds, but they still got a pretty flower on it. If you could see these woods here. And there, like I said, that's what all the ground here, like it looks like ground. Man, I tell you, when it rains like it's supposed to, all the ground, just like that right there too. You think that's ground? You'd be swimming. That's how Florida is. So if you ever come here and you're like, what is the deal with this ground? There was about, I think, it might have been 2017 or 18. There was some time when there was a big hurricane, and there was a lot of vehicles stuck on this road, particularly because people forgot and they'd park like on the side, or they'd try to pull their car around and get stuck on those edges like that. So we'd have to pull them out with trucks or something. We'd have to talk to somebody, say, hey, do you got any rope to tie this car, to pull this car out? And anybody got four-wheel drive and all that? There's more woods over there. Yeah, I think there's a way to turn the phone around to look at me, but I already did it this way, so I don't know how to do it. There's not a button to do that right now, so you get to see what's in front of me. So you get to see all these trees. Believe it or not, there's these things in these trees that look like hockey pucks. Those are actually, they have seeds in them. This kind of tree, I forget what kind of tree that is. It's not an oak, but it's not a maple either. Someone down in the comments can put that. I don't know what kind of tree that is, but they have these pods. They look kind of like a half a donut. Yeah, next couple of days, if I put some shoes on, I'll head back there. There's actually, at the end of this, there's a nature preserve, like a hiking thing where there's water access, place to put boats in. So if I get down there, I've been meaning to get down there to make a video for you guys, but I work tomorrow. So sometime in the day, if I have a chance, today or tomorrow or the day after, sometime I'll probably go down there. I've been meaning to. Yeah, in this area, this kind of area, if you see this, with those pom-poms there the way they are, we call them pom-poms. Let's see if I can zoom in. Yep. Yeah, that right there, places like all that is snakes. So I don't know if you have snakes where you're from, but here, you gotta be kind of careful with the woods. So if you come here, be careful. And try not to swim places unless there's people there. And in fact, many a times, places where water's moving, like rivers or springs. I mean, you can swim in lakes and stuff. There's some lakes you can swim, but try swimming where there's already people, because that's a good sign. You know, the alligators are going to stay away, because alligators is a real thing if you come to Florida. And so be careful if you come down here. It's no joke. And please don't feed them. There's dumb people here that feed them. And then the alligator gets the wrong idea and goes to eat people. And then people get all upset and they have to put the alligator down, but it's people feeding them. So don't feed the alligators if you come down here. And just be careful, because they are here. They get big. It looks like someone tried to drive through there. They did pretty good. I don't know if they got stuck or not. It looks like they might have got stuck right there, because that's where it ends. But definitely tires. And then the hurricanes did this. I believe it was last year. It might have been the year before. And then plants grow all over the tree that fell. See, the tree fell, and vines and things will grow all over it. Got a lot of vines, like you see vines growing right here. I don't know what all them kind of plants is called. I don't know all of it. Some people expect me, because I grow plants, to know what everything is called. But see, like this one here, those bottom ones that turn brown, we call them in Florida, we call them palm fronds. And those are the kind of thing that me and the guy I'm working with tomorrow, that's what we cut, is the bottom ones from like people's houses. But those bottom ones, that's good kindling if you make a fire. So if you live in Florida as a kid, you probably already seen people, they'll take those brown ones, like you see a whole bunch of them right there. You take them brown ones, here, we're getting pretty close to one right here. There's a whole bunch of them all through there. And right there, those brown ones, those are what you use as kindling. You get a bunch of them, they burn real good when they're brown, not when they're green. And that is one of the best ways to start a fire if you're ever down here. I don't know if they have palm fronds where you live, but here we do. I don't know what they're actually called. They're in the palm tree family, but there's it's funny, there's different names for all the different kind of palm trees. So here you'll hear people sometimes say them. I just call those palm fronds, those pieces that fall off that particular kind. And if you know my channel, you know where we're at now. We are back to my plants. And that's about it.